Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to tell you how 343 can make you willingly want to replay Halo 5's campaign and actually enjoy it. Crazy, right? Well, not exactly. Let me tell you how. So next year is going to be the run-up to Halo 6, and obviously it's going to be following pretty closely off Halo 5's story. The same story arc, same main characters, same villain in Cortana, yada yada. So what I'm proposing is that in line with Halo 6's marketing campaign, 343 begin adding small things here and there to Halo 5's campaign and missions that both play into the marketing and also hint at things that may or may not happen in Halo 6. Now, I'm not talking anything major for obvious reasons, but just subtle little Easter eggs that require people to actually search the levels to try and find them, to get a bit of data about Halo 6 or a certain character, or maybe even a hint towards the future or something. The best way to do this, in my opinion, is through either intel, like we had in Halo 5, or ciphers. Now, obviously voice actors for the main characters will be in the studio recording voice lines for Halo 6 and trailers and other stuff, so it's not totally unreasonable to ask them to record maybe 1 or 2 extra lines for pieces of intel for Halo 5 that is ultimately going to play into the marketing campaign. A really good potential example of this would be with Cortana. Now, incredibly hypothetical idea here, but we do know that the domain is her life support right now. She needs it to stay alive. Let's say that, hypothetically, the domain is flood corrupted, and Cortana actually does have the logic plague. Do you see now why I said hypothetical? But anyways, let's say that this is the case. How fucking cool would it be if a new piece of intel was hidden on the breaking, which, if you don't know, is set in the domain, that when found, plays a quote from Cortana where her speech is really broken up and crackly, and in relation to Chief being in the domain with her, she says, "We exist together now. 2 corpses in 1 grave." Now, although, yes, this is a Gravemind quote, it could be referring to how Chief's, at least temporary grave, is in the cryptum, which is in the domain, and Cortana's grave is the domain, so it could just be interpreted as a little cool callback quote with a different meaning this time around. Or, alternatively, if our dreams eventually come true, it could mean exactly what we want it to all mean. But anyways, all of that, like I said like 1,000 times, is super hypothetical, but hopefully it got the point across of how fucking cool adding extra little pieces of intel could really be that hint towards the future and hint towards possible underlying plot points. Just the thought of that in the game, dude, oh, it just sounds so cool. The other alternative, like I said, is a cipher. Now, for those who don't know, a cipher is basically an encrypted message that you have to use a code to translate into something readable. They're a fairly common occurrence in video game Easter eggs, but for a damn good reason, and Halo could do it even better than other games. Instead of using words or numbers like regular ciphers do, we could have things written in Forerunner or Covenant hieroglyphs, with messages from members of each respective faction hidden behind them, waiting to be decrypted. I can only imagine the community-wide effort to not only find these ciphers in the missions, but to also decrypt them and then interpret their meaning to something logical. I could really see this generating some immense hype for this story arc. Now, extremely hypothetical, again, just imagine finding a cipher in really degraded Forerunner symbols, and eventually deciphering it and finding out that it's a message from the one, the only, Mendicant Bias. Or, more realistically, maybe even the Builder looking for Bastion in Halo 5, but either way, it would be really fucking cool. The best way for 343 to execute this, in my opinion, would be as a part of Halo 6's ARG. Now, if you don't know what an ARG is, it's an alternate reality game. Basically something that developers put out there in the run-up to a new release of a game or a DLC or something for members of the community to try and come together and solve several stages and get information about the game from it as a result. Halo 2 had one in the form of I Love Bees, Halo 3 had Iris, Halo 5 had Hunt the Signal, and like I said, so many other games use them too. Now, if we do get one for Halo 6, and I'm seriously hoping that we do at some point, because the creative story arc is at a point right now that is really ripe for one. It could be used to explain both why these new intel pieces and ciphers are being added to these maps, and also to give them even deeper meaning and context and progress the ARG even further. Overall, I think this is a fantastic idea, not only to get people playing Halo 5's campaign again and re-experiencing the story just before Halo 6, but to also tease some of Halo 6's story elements sort of interactively in the game that requires actual in-game searching and an effort in-game, not just on a website, which at the same time is still very cool and something that I really hope 343 do again, but it's a more interactable way to sort of explore these Easter eggs. So that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All I can picture is how fucking awesome it would be having the entire community getting back into Halo 5's campaign and searching all of these missions and levels for intel pieces and ciphers and decrypting them and interpreting them in so many different ways. I don't know, I might be a little bit biased because I fucking love code breaking and I've loved doing it in other games for years, but I just think it'd fit in Halo really, really well, especially in-game. But like I said, my opinion is heavily biased, so leave your slightly less biased thoughts in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll catch you next time.